And we are live.
Okay. So thank you. Thank you for joining the Fellowship of Affirming Ministries West Coast Regional Celebration of Kwanzaa. Although this is sponsored by the Fellowship, Kwanzaa is not a religious holiday. In fact, Kwanzaa is an annual celebration of African-American culture celebrated December 26th through January 1st, culminating in a community feast normally called the Karamu, usually on the 6th day. It was created by activist Mulana Karenga based on African harvest festival traditions from a variety of different places and parts of Africa, including West and Southeast Africa. Kwanzaa, which means first fruits, was first celebrated in 1966. We have already celebrated 2 days of Kwanzaa. Tonight, we are lifting up Ujima, collective work and responsibility to build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters our problems, their problems, our problems, and to solve them together. This has been a very powerful week. I can't tell you how powerful it's been. And every day it just gets better and better. So I want to invite you to come out every night at about 6:30 until we get to New Year's Day, which is going to be at 2 o'clock. And celebrate with us. You'll find a variety of different flavors going on here tonight. And so enjoy. This is Kwanzaa. We are celebrating together. So today we are celebrating Ujima. The first part of our time together focuses on the fundamentals of Kwanzaa. And then the last part actually opens up into a community discussion. So those of you who have the meeting ID, you'll have the opportunity to get into a live discussion with other people about what's going on and how you're manifesting Ujima in your life. We want to say thank you to Bishop Bonnie Radden, who had the vision for this thing, to put Kwanzaa online for all of us to enjoy together, and on the East Coast as well as the West Coast. And there's something very powerful about bringing us all into the same space and allowing us to connect with one another. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to start with this thing called Habari Ghana. Habari Ghana means what's the news? What's the news of the day? It is a Swahili term where people connect with each other when they see each other. And I'm going to start it out for you. We're going to do it 3 times. And the Habari Ghana, or the news of the day, is Ujima. So when I say Habari Ghana, you say Ujima. All right? So let's all do it together. Habari Ghana, Ujima, good. Habari Ghana, Ujima. Habari Ghana, Ujima. Yes. Well done. So this is traditional to African Americans. We got that call and response kind of thing going on, and so that you can see now where it came from, right? So we are going to also now move into the recognition of our ancestors. There's no way that we could be here in this space without them, without the hard work, the blood, sweat, and tears that they gave for us, setting the path for us. And we want to acknowledge them today. We want to bring them into this space. We do nothing without the power of our ancestors fueling us. And so I'm going to turn it over to Anthony and mute myself and then allow Anthony to go, and he's going to run our libations for the evening.
So for our libations, first we want to pour for the north as we welcome in the spirit. We pour in for the east. We pour in for the west. And we pour in for the south. In our libation, we want to remember first, we're doing our libation for the motherland, the cradle of salvation, for the ancestors and their indomitable spirit, for the elders from whom we can learn much, for our youth who represent the promise for tomorrow, for our people, the original people, for our struggle in remembrance of those who have struggled on our behalf. For the Creator who provides all things great and small, we pour. For my mom, we pour. And we ask you to write in the chat people that you want to remember, your ancestors, those people that have came before you, those spiritual guides, those people that have poured into your life. We ask for you to write those names in the chat, and we'll read those names and pour for them.
For Mildred, James, Linda, Jackie. Jesse, Jack.
Wilma, Bo.
Bishop Desmond Tutu.
Doris Taylor.
Dora Mae Beverly.
Stan Beverly. Marie Annie George. For Bessie Coleman. For Marcus Garvey. For James, Jan Gold, and Dina, and also Gussie Washington. For Jimmy. For Troy Beverly Jr.
Troy Beverly Jr.
For Miss Virginia Mason.
Senator Harry Reid.
For Martin Luther King.
For Stephon Clark.
Sit down and I'll have to
For Archbishop Carl Bean.
elevate your leg, help you with your leg. Give me a second, okay?
For Cadillac Bob.
Cadillac. So God, we thank you for each name, each family represented here tonight, God, each person who's poured into our lives tonight, as we pour for everybody, God, for all the situations, God. And we thank you again for this time of libation. And again, we pour for the one that was unable to be called.
Thank you, Anthony and GV.
One file.
Now we want to transition over to our Kwanzaa symbols. And so we have here there are 7 principles that are a part of Kwanzaa, and each night we celebrate one of those principles. We also have symbols that are also a part of the Kwanzaa celebration. We have the mkeka, the mat. This is usually made of straw, but it can also be made of fabric or paper upon which all other Kwanzaa symbols are placed. The mat represents the foundation of tradition and history. The mzeo, which is the crop, the first fruit. They're a combination of fruits and vegetables that represent traditional African harvest celebrations and show respect for the people who labored to grow them. The kanara, that's the candle holder. It represents the original stock from which all African ancestors came. It holds 7 candles. The meshuma, in the 7 candles, each candle represents one of the 7 principles. The candles are red, green, and black. The black is symbolic of the African people and their struggles. But the mahundi, which is the corn, represents African children and the promise of their future. 1 ear of corn is set out for each child in the family. In a family without children, 1 ear is set out to symbolically represent the children of the entire community. The kokomba cha umoja, the unity cup, symbolizes the first principle of Kwanzaa, the unity of family and of the African people. The cup is used to pour our libations. In this case, we didn't do that this evening, but it's also set up for family and friends to share. Zawadi are gifts and pieces of art that are used to reward parents and their children for all of the wonderful struggle that they've gone through, the education and the opportunity to enrich their lives. It sometimes includes a book or an art or an educational toy and something that is representative of African heritage. So we're going to light the candle tonight. On day one, we light the black candle. Okay, which is known as the unity candle. On the second day, we light the red candle, which last night we celebrated Kujikagalia, and we were able to light the red candle. So on day 3, which is today, we light the green candle.
Just say what you need, okay? I'm gonna ask.
If I could learn, if I have enough strength.
about holding black and green.
There we go. There we go. And so you keep lighting each candle until you get to the 7th candle at the end and moving back and forth. So when observing Kwanzaa, the black candle symbolizes the people themselves. The red candles are for the struggle or the blood shed in the past. And the green candles represent the earth or the abundance of possibilities the future holds. So today, we are celebrating Ujima. Ujima reveres the collective work and responsibility for the development and preservation of Black communities. It is also a lens to sort of process and support the notion of the problems of others as our own. It is the way that we build our sense of connectedness to one another. So as we own each other's challenges, we seek to collectively solve the problems that exist within our community. So we today are honored to have the Living Room. The Living Room is the African American Suicide Prevention Project, hosted by A Church for All. And they have a number of different strategies that they use to highlight some of the strategies used to address the absence of hope, the challenges of and stress and strain of racism, of discrimination, of some of the poverty, the challenges that we experience as a community, attempting to uplift ourselves and to grow. And so we're going to turn it over to some of the folks from the Living Room. We have Laszlo Jenkins, who's going to provide an overview of the Living Room. We have Tanya Beverly, who's the program director, and she's going to talk about and share the power of Restoration Hope. And then we have Nathan Bussey, who's going to bring it home. He's going to talk about a real life experience of what it means to be a brother. So I'm going to turn it over to Laszlo right now.
Hello, everybody. My name is Laszlo. I am a peer care coordinator at the Living Room. As Doretha mentioned, we are a part of the African American Suicide Prevention Center. Our main goal is to provide a space for folks, whether you're experiencing anxiety, isolation, social isolation, suicidal ideation, stresses from your finances, any of that, we're here to help. We have a team of peer care coordinators, licensed chaplain, licensed mental health professionals that are here to provide you with support through their lived experiences and their knowledge as well. Some of our services include individual counseling for your family counseling, as well as group discussions that happen online and via Zoom. We offer trainings and workshops in regards to suicide, crisis intervention training, and youth mental health first aid, things of that sort. Another thing that we offer is on-site intervention during crisis for families and individuals that are experiencing a mental health crisis. We're happy to have partnered with the Rose Center for Creative Empowerment in South Sacramento, as well as Green Tech in Oak Park, to provide care in a multitude of our communities. Our two main locations are in North Highlands, and we have another in South Sacramento that we work out of from Monday through Friday, the hours 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. So that is some of the nitty gritty stuff. We could be sure to provide any information and contact information in the chat as far as our website. You can visit us at aspp-thelivingroom.org. So if you know anyone who may be in need of support, whether it be someone you know or yourself, we're always open and available to provide those services. Excellent. And I will hand it back over to Doretha for now. Thank you.
Thanks, Laszlo. Chaplain Tanya,
Yes,
talk about Restoration Hope.
love to. Hello, everyone. My name is Chaplain Tanya Beverly, and I'm the program director for Restoration Hope for the Living Room, and I facilitate a group called Restoration Hope. And Restoration Hope is a drop-in support group, and we meet every Thursday night from 7 to 8:30. And the beauty in this, that it is a drop-in group, and we do keep the lights on for you. So when you're in that moment when you need to connect with folks that look like you and understand you culturally, this is the place for you to come and get that support. We talk about life, and we talk about the challenges that we face. And when you have someone who culturally can relate to you, you don't have to explain the background. We can just get into the challenge and help you with the struggle. And we want you to know that you're not alone. And someone has been where you are, and someone has made it over. And so how did they do it? And you don't have to roll with life's challenges by yourself. You have a chance to talk through your struggles, if you will. And sometimes connecting with people is enough to keep you going, to kind of get it off of your heart and out of your mind. So when we get together, we connect many different ways. We meditate. We use meditation as a tool for calming down and connecting to the source and connecting what's important. And we incorporate affirmations, we journal, we write, and we talk about things that we need in our lives. I know Ayala's Van Zant, you always just talk about in the meantime, the time between when you claim it and the time when it shows up. Well, Restoration Hope is that in the meantime, it's in between time when you're not quite sure how you're going to make it to that next place, that you can come someplace and get the support and talk through whatever your challenges are. We're going to be having a vision workshop on January 13th, and we're talking about setting our intentions and taking back our power in 2022. And we're claiming and remaining steadfast in this power. So Restoration Hope, Thursday nights, 7 to 8:30. Definitely, you can check out our website if you need more information. We'd love to have you drop in, stop by when you need that support, and tell other folks about us. And we will keep the lights on for you. We're always there. So thank you.
So thank you, Tanya. I just wanted to add that group is expansive. There are people from Georgia, New York, Los Angeles, all over participating in this group. And so you, Tanya, if you want to, share a little bit about that, it's possible. It is all on Zoom. And so it happens weekly in that way.
The beauty with this group is I've been facilitating it for 2 years, all during the time of COVID. And so people have been coming in, I mean, surprisingly, like Pastor Rita said, from all over the United States, and they get there a variety of ways. But the point is that it doesn't matter where they are, that there's a connection, there's a heart connection. And so people feel comfortable and being in the space and sharing what their challenges are. And they're telling other people about it as well. So definitely we're definitely getting our name out there, and folks are finding that it is a place that they really can't come to when they need it. And we are definitely there for that. So thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nathan Bussey, and I am a peer counselor for the Living Room, which is the African American Suicide Prevention Project. When we say project, we mean ever growing. It's something that's vast. It's something that's not minuscule. It is something that continues to grow and grow, and that is what we're doing here. And I'm going to tell you about the Brother's Keeper. I am my brother's keeper because I have learned throughout the times of my life, at being at the age of 61 now, I've been through so many things in this country, and this country has shown its favoritism, I should say, towards me. But there were a lot of people that don't understand who we are. They don't understand where we're coming from and where we're going, and neither does our own people. It is one thing that I've learned as being a man is that we as a people have to understand one another. We have to communicate. And we find that a lot of men that are African-American in this society don't speak to one another. They don't talk, they don't share. They don't give the things of like Kwanzaa gives. It doesn't give hope. Because if I don't understand myself, how am I going to understand the community? The community is evolved around the man structure. That is what it's what's said. It's like a village. But if the man has not a future, he doesn't have a foresight as to who it is that he's trying to be, then how can he ever come to be a protector of the community or raise his children? It has been so many times that I've seen so many youth that are gone on the wayside. Me being in prison, going through and out these different jails for the 33 years of my 61 years on this planet, I have learned that so many of us, that we fall to the wayside and they don't care nothing about us. But here at the Living Room, we care about you because we care about ourselves. We are you. I myself have gone through so many different changes and channels. If it was not for this program here, I would not be here speaking to you now as a well-cultured African-American man. I tell you this, and I say African-American man, because I want us to understand that we are from Africa. Our lineage is from Africa. Everything that we do and claim is from Africa, because that is our roots. That is what's in our genes. So why would we not say that we are African-American? I don't understand. But being a brother's keeper, I am able to let these people know, our own people, that the young man that's going around, he has his pants sagging, hey, that's my child. That young lady that's going around doing things on the street, hey, that's my child. And who else is better to do that than us, ourselves? So I ask that everyone that's listening to this broadcast right now, that you would spread the word that the African American Suicide Prevention Project, which is also known as the living room, where you can come in, pull up, and you can just get comfortable and you can talk. This is a safe place. It is for us. We understand, and you are not alone. Thank you so much.
So I want to give us the opportunity to take a moment of silence and to remember those moments in our lives when we have needed somebody to be there and they weren't there. When we have needed to reach out and to somebody else who has suffered. And in our reaching out, they were able to find life for themselves. Ujima is our proclamation that as a people, we stand together, despite having addictions, despite having gone to jail, despite being homeless, despite having experienced gang violence, domestic violence, the challenges that we go through every single day. We live through that every day and we see it in the streets. Our job is to take care of one another. Our job is to be vulnerable enough, though, to share what's going on inside of ourselves, to allow other people to connect with the pain or the stress and the challenges, the ups and the downs, so that we can somehow or another connect as a people, strengthen one another, and grow together. If there's anything that slavery has taught us, it has been that thing, that in the midst of challenge, that if we hang together, that if we connect with one another, that if we trust each other enough to share our pain, that we can then heal ourselves. We can grow, we can thrive, we can overcome. And so I'm going to give you just a moment to kind of reset yourselves and just start thinking about those times when you needed somebody, or those times when you were able to reach out to someone else and help them resurrect themselves one more time. And we're going to open up and talk about what it means to be a part of Ujima. What does it mean to be a part of a community? What does it mean to reach out and be responsible for others? And even the burden of having to do that. Even the burden of having to do that. And what does it take to get up and to try one more time? So we're going to give you a couple minutes to kind of do that. And then we're going to go into our Harambe at the end. And we're going to pull down that spirit, that power, that manifestation in our lives that allows us to get up and to try again, to one more time, get up and do the work that's called, that is we are called to do. We are called as an individual, we are called as a community, we are called as a nation. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes just to do that.
Hello, fellowship. Hello, family. It's my privilege here today to send us out into the spirit of Harambe, which in Kiswahili means all pulled together. So wherever we are, let's get ready and get the spirit of Harambe in our lives, and let us all say together, Harambe!
Harambe.
I can't hear you. Let's say that all together. It means all pulled together. All right. Harambe!
Harambe.
Harambe! My warmest and the brightest greetings to everybody. Thank you.
So we're going to end our live broadcast here. And for those of you who want to participate in the open discussion, there is, you can use that meeting ID in the flyer to then enter into the room and then start talking about what it means for you to be a part of Ujima. What does it mean to you to be a part of a community that requires our support and our love and our patience and our focus? What does it mean to you to be someone who has a need and to have that need supplied by people who know you, understand you, or are a part of your life? So we're gonna go offline now and talk amongst ourselves in the Zoom room and share these moments. I also wanna remind you again that each and every night, for the rest of the week until we get to New Year's Day, we are celebrating Kwanzaa. And there are other churches that are lined up. You can look at it on the flyer and see all of the wonderful, powerful churches that will be a part of this process and sharing their vision for Kwanzaa on that particular night. So join us again, and